interrupt this transmission to bring you the following live broadcast.
How's everyone doing tonight? Woo! It's Wednesday. It's 6 o'clock somewhere. With
John
ready in his chair. And almost 10 whole people watching from home. Are you ready? I said, are you ready? It's time for the ThinkSoJoE Show!
We cannot possibly be a week late if we announced 2 weeks ago that we were not doing a show last week. So I don't know what Laura's in the chat whining about here. They gave me a whole 2 weeks to get that Mortal Kombat cabinet built, played, and then put in the other room. I literally put it in the other room like an hour ago.
Oh, really?
I'm like, well, I was having trouble programming the music today. I was having some issues. I've been having issues with this new Rodecaster Pro 2, and, you know, Rode's trying to help me through that. So hopefully that'll be something that I could get taken care of soon and working properly. Okay, Laura Moore 2.0. Anyway.
NXT?
Yeah, right. Anyway, so I've been having some issues, and today I was having some bigger issues, and it's like, fuck, all right. So this show has now cost me $6, so if anybody wants to buy some merch in the at merch.thinksojoe.com, that'd be cool. New gimmicks, new ideas, new things. Okay. Anyway. So like 5 o'clock, I finally get all the music programmed and everything, promoted and everything. So I'm just like, what do I do now? Like, I gotta get this Mortal Kombat out of here. I gotta get this chair back in here. So I'm like clearing out a space in there. So it's not even like hooked up. It's not in a place. It's just right there when you walk in the door.
Yeah.
And then it's like, all right, what do I need to I need to get this chair in here. So then I got to bother Squirrel. Squirrel has been sitting in that chair for the last 2 weeks. She's just like, this is my chair now. I'm gonna be a
new co-host.
I'm gonna be the new co-host.
Replaced by a cat.
So I had to get the chair in here and then get all the fur off the chair because it is shedding season. So Laura wants to know, John, how is the foot?
Doing good. I got at least like 2 weeks left, hopefully.
Hopefully not more than that. Hopefully we're...
Yeah. Fingers crossed.
Hopefully you can load your own fucking gear in at Stamps. I mean, I'm sure you'll come up with some excuse why we have to load your gear in.
I'm back.
You always get some... Always. Every show, man. Like, every show since we've been back.
Every show is true.
Every show since we've been back... No, I guess not Walmore. Walmore, you set up your own shit. But definitely Good Bar, you were like... Guys, I forgot my ID at home.
I did.
After I literally told you to remember to bring your ID.
I did. It was on my bed.
So, July 29th, we are on at 6:15.
Yes.
So get out of work and get to Stamps. He's a drummer. You got to tell him a few times. She says, this is Kirsten, who was going through her closet this morning and posted a picture of like 4 different Living Brain Dead garments, all with just the white logo and the skull.
Yeah. I seen that. It's awesome though.
Yeah. That's cool. And then I happened to be wearing my Cat Girls shirt, which she designed the cover for Cat Girls. So 6:15 before Mark's bedtime. Mark can actually come out and see us play. So, we're... It'll be
a good time.
Yeah, it's going to be a good show. She has the Ace Pride, and it wasn't pictured because it wasn't in the way. Yeah, I knew she had one of the Pride shirts. That's the one, the Ace Pride. We'll be playing at 6:15, which is... at first I'm like, why the fuck are we playing so goddamn early? Like, that, I felt insulted, and then I remembered that the other, like, 2... like full bands that are on the show are Turkey Blaster, Omega, and Kaiser Solzy, and I'm like, oh, that's why we're going first. I mean, not first, because we got
second, no. Yeah.
technically say. So the way this show is working, not next Friday, the Friday after, is there's 3 acoustic acts, there's 3 full bands. And the acoustic acts are going on in between the full bands. So we got the Magic Tones are actually starting at 5:30. So, bring your spatulas. And then we're playing at 6:15. And then after us is Janie Crash and the Tall Men, our dear friends from Sodus. Followed by Turkey Blaster Omega, then Yellow Sauce, then Kaiser Solzy's closing out the night. So you can come hang out with us, and we'll be there basically all night. And then we fly to Nashville the next day.
For SummerSlam.
Fly to Nashville the next day, then we fly home, and there's a tattoo thing going on. And I'll pull up some information on that a little bit later. But basically, it's a flash event where you just, you go to a participating tattoo shop. You get a tattoo off the flash sheet. You pay whatever they're charging for it. It's typically like $50 in my experience of those. They'll give you that tattoo, and then the proceeds are actually going to go to the National Network of Abortion Funds, which is also where the proceeds of the Living Brain Dead Pro-Choices Fox shirts go. So I'm hoping that we get back into town at a reasonable time, and I can get over to the local shop that's doing it. It's actually Krista, who owns the local shop that's participating. She's the one that set this whole thing up. So that's pretty cool. So hopefully we get back from SummerSlam in time for me to do that. But before we even get to all that, like, I've got a Garth Brooks show to go to. I'm highly considering going to see On the Cinder tonight, which, let me get that information over on this screen where it should be. On the Cinder tonight, performing with Informal Society out of Los Angeles, plus Radical Operations and Dead Lounge. That show starts... the doors are at 7. The music starts at 8. So as soon as the show's over, if you go over there, you get to see most of the bands. That's 18 and up, $10 cover over at Mohawk Place tonight. So I'm thinking that's what I'm doing after the show. Probably knocking out a voiceover and then going. And then probably going to Casa de Pizza before I even pop into Mohawk, because I haven't eaten all day. But that's on me. Anyway. Am I taking John to a tattoo place? Maybe. I don't know. If John wants to go get a pro-choice tattoo.
Why not?
Get a pro-choice. Well, I'm not paying for it.
I know.
I paid for enough shit, man.
Oh, yeah, I know.
It was like $400 into Uber last weekend.
Oh, look, I'm surprised you haven't killed me yet.
Nah. What are you gonna? You broke your foot. You can't work. What the fuck are you gonna do? Like, am I just gonna be like, okay, fine, I'll go with somebody else? Nah, fuck that shit, man. Like, I'll just add on to the total of I'll add on to the total of what you owe me. I think you're probably up to like $500-600 now. So
that's like 2 checks.
Yeah. No, Mark, you do not have to flash the tattoo artist. That is not how that works. Anyway. Especially since most of the places that are participating are like queer women owned. So I don't think they would appreciate that much. Anyway, yeah, so we were in, I dragged you all over Pittsburgh and Ohio last weekend. I mean, there's nothing wrong with Ohio.
No.
Except the snow and the rain.
I like Drew Carey.
I'd like to see the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I mean, I've already seen it. You haven't. We should have switched lines on that.
Yeah.
So we end up in Pittsburgh. Actually, first we end up in Erie because we had a 3-hour... Because you broke your foot and I don't drive, we had to take the bus.
Yeah.
And there's a 3-hour stopover in Erie, Pennsylvania on the way to Pittsburgh. And so we get there, the bus station's closed, and there's nothing else around. It's 91 degrees out, and it's like, dude, let's find a mall. So we Uber across town. Like, the driver's telling us it's literally all the way across town. I did tweet Allie Burns while I was in Erie. And I would have liked to have said hi to her. She's playing here sometime soon. I'm going to go try and catch her. But anyway... So we're in Erie. I'm like, dude, let's just go to the mall. We end up on the other side of Erie from the bus station. Just kind of like, let's get out of the sun. Let's get into air conditioning. Let's get somewhere where there's stuff to do and food to eat. So we go and eat at fucking Dunkin' Donuts at the mall in Erie, Pennsylvania. And then I'm dragging you all around the mall. Like, hey, there's an arcade over here. There's GameStop over here. There's FYE. Let's go to all these places. Let's go to the pet store.
I feel like I'm in the desert.
You're on crutches, man. You're like,
Actually, I mean, it's a workout. I tell you
for
that.
sure, man. I'm like, dude, we can sit down. We'll sit down. It's okay, But we went to the pet store, and there was a dog that wanted you to take him home. There was a dog that wanted me to take him home. So
I almost did.
yeah, I mean, you couldn't have, because we wouldn't have been able to take him on the bus
I figured it out.
or to the hotel. Excuse me.
Bless you.
Anyway, but yeah, so we couldn't take these dogs home because bus and hotel and everything. Our hotel, so because we were planning to drive, our hotel was 25 minutes out of downtown when we got into Pittsburgh. So we get to Pittsburgh, and we find out that our singer, Katie, is in Pittsburgh. Like, what do you do?
What's the odds?
We're all in Pittsburgh?
What's the odds?
Like, we might as well just, borrow some gear, play a show. We didn't have Ryan with us.
No.
But Katie's like, yeah, I'm over here at the convention center. And we step out of the bus station waiting for an Uber to our hotel. And it's like, hey, look, there's the convention center. So if Steve-O can adopt a dog from another country, John can adopt a dog from Pennsylvania.
He's right.
So we get an Uber back to the hotel. That's like $30. Then we got to check in, get up to the room, drop our shit off. Like, let's get food. But like, we don't have time to get food because we got to get to the venue. So it's like, we just grabbed some, they had like a snack bar there, and it's like, yeah, sure, it's $5 for that, regular sized bag of M&Ms. Like, okay, sure, whatever, just charge it to the room. At this point, let's just fucking eat. What are you, Vince McMahon? Me sneezing is wrong? Go pay $12 million in hush money. Anyway, so then we eat these snack foods, go to the venue. The show was pretty good. The venue was cool. The venue's got a reversible stage, so I was thinking it was outdoors. So I'm like, John, sunscreen, man. So we're like spraying sunscreen, all sticky from this spray-on sunscreen and smelling like spray-on sunscreen. Get there. Venue's got a reversible stage. They decided to do the show indoors. So the Aquabats played first, and I went down and I hung out with my buddy Brandon during the Aquabats. I came back to you.
Made some friends.
Yeah, I came back to you. We hung out for the rest of the show. Listened to Bowling for Soup tell stories for an hour with 5 minutes of music in between.
Love that band, but
that was ridiculous. That was just ridiculous. And you know what? Like, when I was talking to my friends, they had seen the same tour the night before in New York. And my friend Sarah, she said this was her 80th Less Than Jake show. So we're like, okay, that's, but they're like, yeah, Bowling for Soup, they play their songs really well, but it's getting to the songs that's the problem. I'm like, oh. And then I see them leave right after Less Than Jake played. And Bowling for Soup comes on. And man, Jared got fucking fat. I don't like to body shame anybody, but man, there's like...
He even said it.
Yeah.
The last time he saw me, I was skinny.
It's got to be a thyroid thing, man. Like, that's I don't know. It just did not seem like a healthy weight gain.
No, it didn't.
Yeah. If you're hearing noise, that's my neighbors are right outside the window, and these are really good microphones, apparently. So, anyway.
Let's call him the dog.
Yeah, they're calling the dogs. But yeah, so I could probably even turn these down a hair, and maybe that won't pick up as bad. So we get, Bowling for Soup, just in between songs, talk for like 5 minutes. And it's not like they play like 2 or 3 songs and then talk for 5 minutes. They play one song and talk for like 5 minutes. I get home, and, wherever the next stop on the tour is, somebody in a group I'm in went and saw them on the next stop on the tour, and they're like, man, Bowling for Soup will not shut up. And I'm like, dude, right? Like, what is up with this band? Like, I don't know if Jared just physically can't play, like, multiple songs in a row or something. I don't know. That's why I'm thinking. That's why I'm like leaning towards like that's not a healthy amount of weight for him to have gained, and there might be a health issue at play here. But I mean, overall, it was a good show. It was worth the trip.
Yes.
I got to hang out with a dude who runs Punk Rock Saves Lives, which is a great charity. So we're in line to get your Less Than Jake Guns N' Roses shirt here because you had to, Axel.
No, you said get that shirt. I was gonna get it anyways.
Yeah, so anyway, so we're in line, and I see this dude walk by. I'm like, dude, that's the dude who runs Punk Rock Saves Lives. I met him in Buffalo at the fucking Anti-Flag show before I almost got into a fight. So I'm talking to him about this Anti-Flag show, right? And he's like, dude, you know if Anti-Flag would have saw you almost get in a fight with this dude, they would have made you kiss, right? I'm like, really? He's like, yeah. I'm like, okay, I'm glad I walked away then. John, how many Guns N' Roses shirts do you have? Asks Laura Moore 3.0. 4? You have 4 of them. I think I have about 4 too. I got one that just says Guns N' Roses. I got one with the actual like logo. I've got the Jack Daniels style one, and I've got one that's like Ed Hardy style almost. You remember that style? Remember when that was in fashion? Anyway. So yeah, we so that was our Saturday a couple of weeks ago. And then we had to bus home, and we went back to so we go back to the hotel, right? This is the fun part of the story. We go back to the hotel. It's 12:30 at night. Mm-hmm. We haven't eaten since other than like a bag of candy since breakfast. It's like, all right, let's order some food. Open up DoorDash. It's like, all right, John, do you want a burger or do you want something from Wiz Khalifa's Packed Bowls? I'll take a burger. Okay, cool. So we order a burger. A couple of burgers, obviously. We're not sharing a burger. But so we order some food. And then 20 minutes later, Uber Eats, or DoorDash rather, is like, oh, we had to cancel your order, so, sorry. Like, well, shit. What do we do now? So we go on Uber Eats, like, okay, well, now there's a chicken wing place and Wiz Khalifa's Packed Bowls. What do you want, John? I'll take some chicken wings. And I say, all right, cool. So order some chicken wings. And I order myself a chicken sandwich. And then I get, it's like an hour later, and it's like the dasher, your driver is on his way to the restaurant. And then like 5 minutes after that, it's now 2:00 in the morning. Your order's been canceled. Well, what the fuck? We've been sitting here for an hour and a half now trying to get food. 2 orders have been canceled on us. I'm like, fuck. You're like, I gotta take this pain pill. I gotta take it with food because you got the broken foot. So I'm like, all right, let me see what I can do. So I pull up, Google Maps. I just look for a gas station near us. I'm like, John, there's a gas station 8 minutes away, walking distance. You're like, I don't feel like walking 8 minutes. I'm like, I didn't say you had to walk.
I couldn't get out the bed.
Like, I'm not going to make you get up, go down the elevator, walk down the hill to the gas station. Like, I got this, man. Just tell me what you want. I'll come back, So I just go to the gas station at like 2:30 in the morning to get us some food. We did run into some good luck, though. Our driver who drove us back from the venue to the hotel was like, hey, you guys got to come back down here in the morning? Like, yeah. She's like, all right, I live right around the corner. I'll drive you. Just pay me out of pocket. Okay.
Saint.
Oh, she was wonderful. Just very, very cool when you get to, meet cool people who will help you out like that. So, Laura would have forced you to walk, she says. She also wants to know, what is your favorite food delivery app?
I really don't even use or in Lockport.
I was saying, you're in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Can you even get food delivered out there?
We could. We could use the app, but we all drive, so.
Yeah, right. I mean, you have to out there.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like here where if I want something, I can just walk to the store. You are like quite a ways away from the nearest store.
Farmland.
Yeah, you're in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. Country.
which is why
It's quiet. I like it.
which is why I was like, when we were looking to get somebody to fill in after Brian passed, it was like, I need somebody who can drive me from South Buffalo out to Lockport, because I could not get to your house easily. But anyway, so the next day we get our, driver picks us up in the morning, drives us to the bus station. We get our bus out to Cleveland. We end up in Cleveland, Ohio. And so we got an hour to kill, and the restaurant in Cleveland, in the bus station, is closed. Like, didn't look like it had been open for a few years, because the last time I was in the bus station in Cleveland, I ate at the bus station. But that place was not open. So we're like, what do we do? John lives in our hearts. John lives in a house. Let me see, where is it? John lives in a house. False. John lives in our hearts.
Oh, thank you. I'm going to cry.
Anyway, so we're in Cleveland. We need food. We got an hour to kill. I'm like, what's within walking distance? And I pull up Google Maps, and Google Maps is like, shows me a restaurant I've been to. And I'm like, John, this place is an 8-minute walk away. You okay? Come to find out,
8 minutes.
Come to find out, it was like a 5-minute walk away, but Google sent us the wrong way. Oh yeah, some dude comes up. So we'd already been told by like 2 different people by this point that the bus station is in a very dangerous neighborhood.
Oh yeah.
So we're walking around trying to find this place. I got my phone, and this dude comes up like, "Yo, what y'all looking for?" Like, I'm looking for this place called Becky's. He's like, "Yo, man, you cut through this parking lot, you cut through that parking lot, then you go through another parking lot. That's Becky's." Like, all right, man, cool. He's like, "Yo, you hook me up for a few bucks?" So I'm like, "Yeah, sure, here. Just handed him $10 out of my pocket." I'm like, "Yeah, man." He's like, "Yeah, man, y'all be careful. This is a deadly neighborhood." Like, great.
I was worried about the walk, so I thought I was going to die.
You thought you were, yeah. Well, so we finally find the place we're looking for,
Becky's.
which is Becky's, and that is a yellow sauce place to go. We went there when we played Cleveland. Just a little hole in the wall place we randomly found. I text Jasmine. I'm like, Jazzy, you'll never guess where I am. She goes, Rock and Roll Hall of Fames? No, but you're close. She's like, fucking Becky's? Like, yup, fucking Becky's. So we have, they were serving some breakfast. There's a bar, but they have, food.
Yeah.
So we got some breakfast sandwiches.
That was mad good though.
It was really good. And then it's like, but the bus station is literally right over here. We didn't have to walk all this way around. If Google would have told us the right way to go, we wouldn't have run into that dude who like pointed us in the right direction and got $10 off me. But I ain't trying to get killed in Cleveland, Laura, it is an expression. It is a hole in the wall is an expression. It's a tiny little dive bar. Anyway. Oh, you know what? I have an answer for a question Laura continues to ask every single week. Would you mind handing me that first record right behind you there? Just that first one. I haven't had a chance to listen to this yet. Okay, so Laura constantly asks me what the white line is when we go to a song break. John, would you mind reading number 2 here on side B? What is
White
it?
lines.
White lines, don't do it.
Don't do
Grandmaster
it.
Flash and the Furious 5. That is what the white line is. It's Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5. And Laura Moore 3.0. 5.0. She's 5.0 now. She keeps upgrading throughout the show. Yeah, see, white lines. Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5. But yeah, that has always been the answer I have given when she's asked what the white line is. So there you go. Proof that I'm not lying when I say that the white line is Grandmaster Flash and the Furious, a song by Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5. Let's talk about doing cocaine. Which, there used to be a lot of songs about doing cocaine. Eric Clapton.
Yeah.
Yeah. Buck Cherry, right? They had a. She likes the cocaine. She likes the coke, right?
Yeah.
Anyway. So yeah. So we went to Becky's. We ate. We got our bus home. We got back here. We watched what we watched. We watched Rampage, I think, from that Friday night. Because they had like the battle royal to determine who was going to wrestle Jon Moxley last week on Dynamite. So it's like, all right, let's watch Rampage, and then we'll head over to Stamps for Muller Mania. So we went to Muller Mania. Like, luckily, Karina had food.
Pizza.
We're like, all right, pizza, let's eat. So, you know, we got to eat, and we got to enjoy some great music. Twin Lions put on a hell of a performance. Of Night and Light. What was the name of that first dude? Do you remember? His name was, I can't remember his name. I can't remember his name, but he's pretty good. He was a rapper. We had a rapper on this show for some reason.
He was really good.
He was pretty good. His iPhone kept cutting out from the soundboard, but so he
I didn't expect what he was gonna do.
I didn't.
Like,
I
didn't see that coming.
I had no idea what we were in store for because I literally only heard of this guy when I was told he was going to be on the show. So, let's see. John, did you have fun last week? We're only halfway through last week, but John, did you have fun last week? Asks Laura Moore 5.0.
Oh yes, I had a blast.
She also says you're not allowed pizza. She spoke with your doctor. You're not allowed to.
How's that?
You're not allowed to do anything.
Not allowed to eat pizza because of a broken foot.
Oh man, that pizza was so good after 2 days of like, where the fuck are we gonna eat? You know, like getting to Stamps and there's food, and it's like, yeah, okay, food. So then you
Left during.
You went home. I stayed for the whole show. I ended up Ubering back home, and then Ubering to Kenmore the next day for my kid's graduation party. Now, we were talking, the last time we were on the air, we were talking about some text messages I had gotten.
Yes.
And some other text messages I had gotten from an angry husband prior to coming on the air. I hadn't told my family any of this. Like my daughter knew, but like my mom and my grandma, I didn't tell any of them. So it was my first time actually seeing any of them in like over 2 years because of COVID. My mom doesn't like to come out anywhere, so I was surprised she didn't just bail on that too. But you know, I guess your only granddaughter only graduates once from high school, so my mom came to the grad party, and so I'm talking to my daughter and giving her the update of like, you know, the husband is, you know, threatening me and shit. So then I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go tell everybody else. So I go and sit down with my mom, my stepdad, my grandma, and I'm like, so this is what's going on, and I tell them the whole story of how a certain ex of mine has been texting me, and her husband was not thrilled about it, and I have not been responding to any of her texts. I'm sitting there at the grad party, and I get another text. And I get this text, and it says, what the fuck is she talking about? The orange box at the end of the mirror. We'll come back to that question in a minute, Laura Moore 6.0. Anyway, I don't know what she's talking about. So I get this text like, hey, I'm using this pen that used to be yours, and I'm using it to write notes on my character for this play I'm going to be in, and I consider you such a mentor. And I'm just like, I haven't talked to you in 1.5 years. How am I your mentor? And why do you still have a pen that is mine when I haven't seen you in like 6 years? It's weird. It's creepy, almost. But anyway, John, your thoughts on, let me find this. Your thoughts on the orange box at the end of the mirror. Do you have any idea what she's talking about? There's no mirror. What is she even talking about? Got love Google Word autofill. Okay. I have no idea what she's talking about. I know what I'm talking about, though. I'm talking about Amanda Ashley, who is performing tonight at Silk O'Loughlin's Restaurant at 5980 St. Paul Boulevard in Rochester, tonight at 7 p.m. So she's playing from 7 till 10, so you have enough, you could catch like 2 hours of her set after the show here if you're in Rochester. Or you could just, leave early and watch the rest of the show later and catch her whole set. But this is Amanda Ashley, and this song is called Leaves on all WNY, the Think So Joe Show.
I gave you everything. You took it all. I left with dignity, freed from your palms. The scripts, the words that burn, they heal. The truth they preach, the truth are real. Just my journey, just my faith, a new beginning. Always no looking back. I rose, lean on the straight in my path. When the leaves change, I'll smile when I was full of tears. 'Cause I made it another year. Ain't life more beautiful here? Every hurdle I left, mistakes I made, but certainly don't regret. I learned to know myself before I didn't even know how. I don't know how. Breaks and wounds they burn, they heal. The truth they preach, the truth I feel. Just my journey, just my faith, a new beginning. Always no looking back. I rose, lean only straight in my path. When the leaves change, I'll smile when I fall of tears. 'Cause I made it another year. It looks more beautiful. More beautiful here. More beautiful here. No looking back. I rose, lean only straight in my path. When the leaves change, I'll smile when I fall of tears. And I'm more beautiful here. When the leaves change, I'll smile when I fall of tears. 'Cause I made it another year, and that's more beautiful here. Not more beautiful here.
Hey Google, turn off studio AC. I forgot to do that. All right. Anyway, so yeah, that was Amanda Ashley, and that song called Leaves, and you can catch her at Silk O'Loughlin's Restaurant, 5980 St. Paul Boulevard in Rochester tonight. So, yeah, we did that to Tim last week. Tim from Ningwood Records was in the chat, and we turned the AC off a couple of weeks ago, and set his off. Yeah, sorry about that. I always hate watching YouTube videos where they just like constantly say like the trigger words for your devices, particularly the Amazon one, because like I have a device from Google and Amazon right next to each other in here. So like if I'm watching a video, I'm like, oh, here's how you set up your home assistant for, your LED strips or some shit like that. And they don't mute the word, the keyword. It just keeps setting off my shit. And I'm just like, guys, stop. Like I can't watch your video because I can't, because it's setting off all my shit. So I will try not to do that again later in the show. I will try to remember to turn off the AC before we come back from the next song break. Anyway, whenever discussing this with people, let's read this. I always say robot buddy. For example, if you say, okay, robot buddy, turn off the lights. I got you. Yeah, I always try to say, hey, wiretap. So, do my Google and Amazon device talk to each other? No. I mean, I'm sure if I was like patient enough, like Cartman in South Park a couple of seasons ago, I could get them to get those and Siri to all talk to each other. But I am not that bored most of the time. If I'm that bored, I'm just like, fuck it, I'm going to bed. But anyway. Yeah, so yeah, if you're in Rochester, you're looking for something to do, Amanda Ashley's playing tonight at Silk O'Loughlin's. I don't know anything about that place or about Amanda Ashley other than that song we just played. So there's like nobody playing this weekend, at least not around here, which is why it was like, okay, let's get we'll play two bands from Rochester, two artists from Rochester, and plug two shows from Rochester because nobody's playing here. Like Of Night and Light is playing tomorrow at Stamps, and then On the Cinder's playing tonight at Mohawk. But there's like nobody playing this weekend. It's weird. I got nothing to do this weekend, I don't think. Maybe I do. I don't know. Nothing I can think of. I know what I'm doing next weekend. Next weekend I'm going to see Garth Brooks. Laura misses your voice. I might have to mute your microphone. I might have to mute you, and then she just can't hear you the whole rest of the show. I wouldn't do that to you. I wouldn't do that to me. I wouldn't do that to them. Anyway, yeah, Laura Moore 7.0 misses your voice. She wants you to talk.
Okay.
She says,
Let's
John,
talk.
talk. Yeah,
Let's talk.
Let's talk.
Let's
Let's talk about last Wednesday, why we weren't here.
Oh yeah, because we went to AEW All Elite Wrestling Dynamite.
So we did. We went to, so again, with the broken foot, we had to take the bus.
Yeah.
Which was not bad. It's an hour and a half bus ride from here to Rochester and also back. Except, so your dad picks us up and drives us to the bus station. Picks me up and drives us to the bus station. And we get there and, it's like, gate number C agent. So I go to talk to the agent and she says, yeah, your bus got canceled, so you're going to have to go on the next bus, which is at 5:30. And it's like, okay, that'll get us there, what, like 7 o'clock? She said, yeah, 7 o'clock. All right, cool. So we'll just miss a little bit of Dark Elevation, which is their YouTube show that they tape before they go on the air on TBS. It's like, all right, that's no big deal. Like, that's okay. That's nothing super important. So we get there, we get to Rochester. So before that, it's like, all right, let's go get food then. Because we probably would have just gone to get food in Rochester had our 3:30 bus shown up. John, did the bus have wheels?
Yes.
How did the bus wheels go? The wheels on the bus.
Go round and round. What is this? What is this?
I think that was what she was trying to set you up for. Anyway, she's setting up a John fan club. She wants to know if you want to join.
Of course.
Anyway, so we get into Rochester and they just drop us off at the side of the road. It's like, that's weird. When I was up here a few years ago for the Interrupters show with Karina, like they dropped us off at the bus station and we had to catch the bus back from the bus station. So we get our Uber to get over to the show because I'm not going to make you walk the 10 minutes to the venue, or whatever it would have been. And the guy's like, yeah, man, no, y'all could have just walked. Like, he's on crutches. He's like, oh, yeah. And then I'm like, so is there no bus station anymore? He says, yeah, man, there's a bus station, but it's Trailways. Greyhound don't have a thing with them anymore. So you just got to get dropped off and pick up here. Why did I not just carry? I probably could. John's light.
You could have carried me.
I could have. We could have saved some money. He carries this band, and you can't give him a piggyback ride to the venue.
I weigh $150.
I gotta go old school on this, and just this is the thing we used to do on my old wrestling podcast, is whenever somebody said something that was hilarious, it was just, oh, is this not programmed? It's not programmed anymore. I can't do it. Never mind. I was gonna play the Cleveland show theme. It would just go dun 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 dun, but apparently it's not working. So, is this stuff working? This stuff's not working. Okay. Well, at least as long as the songs are working, who cares? Anyway. Anticlimactic, yes, very much so. Anyway, so the guy tells us, no, this is where Greyhound picks up and drops off. So right here on the side of the road, there is no signage, saying Greyhound or nothing.
No.
So we get to the show, we get in, we enjoy it. It was a good show, really good show. My friends Andy from Rad Ops and his girlfriend Jenny, they're literally right down the row from us. We're in 119 row F. They're in 117 row F. So we get in, and it's like, hey, there's my friends. And I was like, hey, are you guys going back to Buffalo after the show? They're like, yeah. Like, can we get a ride? Because my logic is, show's going to end at like 11:30, somewhere around there. Now we got to get back to this bus stop that is not marked at all.
Nope.
We're not from Rochester. We don't know that neighborhood. It seemed like an okay neighborhood, but we don't know that neighborhood. The neighborhood in Cleveland would have seemed fine if 3 people didn't tell us it was dangerous. Right?
Right.
But, like, I mean, there was, like, a school, and, like, people were practicing fucking, what were they playing? Do you remember? I don't remember. Like lacrosse or some shit, right?
Yeah. It was like lacrosse, something like it. I don't know. It looked like it was from, like, Harry Potter.
What if I set up a trigger pad to set off a webhook? So I actually have one, but it is on my voiceover settings on my Stream Deck. So it is not very easily accessible while we're doing the podcast because I'm on the podcast settings. So I don't know. Maybe I'll figure out one of these buttons to put on there. Get rid of this chat drinking game button because that don't work either. So anyway,
we did get treatment. We got to take the elevator to our seats.
We walk in. They're like, "Hey, you guys just want to take the elevator? We could take the elevator." Yeah, no sense making him walk up the stairs. Like, all right, cool. So we got to just go straight in. We got to go just straight into the venue. Like, no line, just go right through security, right upstairs, right to the seats. That was cool. So our friends gave us a ride home. So you're like, well, didn't you pay for the bus ticket? I'm like, yeah, but why are we going to sit here for 2 hours on the side of the road? If anything happens, you can't run.
No, I'm gone. I'm dead.
Like, let's, and also, we'll be home before.
We literally would have been at that stop for like 2 hours.
We would have been. Bus. We got home before we would have caught that bus.
Yeah,
which was great. That was the whole point. Was like, no, this, fuck it. It's the convenience. Here's the kicker. I got that $50 back. Didn't I tell you?
No.
So I'm on Twitter yesterday, the day before, and somebody shared a clip from Dark Elevation. And I'm like, oh man, we missed half this show because our bus got canceled. And I tagged Greyhound. And Greyhound was like, yeah, tell us what happened. Send us a DM. All right. So we could have used them as weapons to escape, she says. We could have, with your crutches.
That's true.
That is true.
I was hoping a wrestler took my crutches.
Right. Right. So anyway, so Greyhound's like, yeah, tell us what happened. Send us your name and address and phone number and confirmation number and the legal rights to your firstborn and all that shit that they ask you for on Twitter. So I sent him a DM. I'm like, hey, listen, this is what happened. Our bus was supposed to be at 3:30. It got bumped back. Like, it got canceled. We had to take the 5:30. We missed half an hour of this show that started at 7 because we got into Rochester at 7, had to Uber to the venue, get into the venue, and then We got dropped off on the side of the road, and there was no signage saying Greyhound or anything. You know, there was so we didn't really want to wait on the side of the road for 2 hours, so we ended up getting a ride home from some friends. And they were like, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm expecting you to do because it was a non-refundable ticket, and you guys just told me to DM you with the information, and here's the information. And they're like, well, here's what we'll do. We'll give you $50 credit towards your next trip, anytime within the next calendar year. Okay. That's basically the ride home. Was 50 because it was $100 for the two of us to go. So got that $50 back. I can if I want to just randomly go to New York City, I can. I've been talking to I posted a thing the other day from like a trip I took to New York City to Central Park. And I was like, hey, who wants to go to New York City? And Brian's childhood best friend, Chris, was like, you know, they live, you know, he still lives in the city. So he's like, man, I'll hang out with you in the city. Like, all right, cool. Sounds like let's go hang out and tell Brian stories all day. So I might do that after Garth Brooks and after Metallica and after all this other shit I got coming up. I'm kind of mad at myself. I didn't realize the Non-Point show was this past Sunday. I thought it was next Sunday. So I never ended up getting tickets. I didn't end up going. I'm pretty bummed about that. But, oh well. I got Garth Brooks tickets for next Saturday. So, doing that. I'm going to go hang out with all my friends in low places. Hopefully the thunder will not roll since it's at an outdoor venue. I don't know.
Never know.
But yeah, so like the Garth Brooks show, I forgot tickets were going on sale. And I was trying to convince my mom to go. My mom's like, I don't want to know because people are going to stand up and I don't want to stand up the whole time. And I'm like, Mom, we're going to be in the nosebleeds. It's not going to matter. She's like, no, I don't want to stand up the whole time. My mom really just doesn't want to drive to Buffalo or be around a lot of people. I understand that. So I'm just like, all right, screw it. I'll just buy a single ticket. And it worked out for me because I found a single ticket in like the 100 level, row 6. Like, all right, that works for me. I'm pretty damn close to the to the stage. Not gonna miss anything. I'll see the whole show. Got that, and then we've got the 29th. We're playing at Stamps. We've already talked about that. 30th, we're in Nashville. The 31st, I meant to pull up that. Remind me during the song break to pull up that tattoo thing.
Okay.
If you remember, because I completely forgot to do it. He's got it in his head. He says. But yeah, so I mean, so then that, and then I got Metallica a couple of times in August. I'm pretty busy. I got way too much stuff going on. Going back to Pittsburgh. Going to Pittsburgh for Metallica. I got a ride for that one though. Hopefully that guy doesn't break his foot. Like, hey, so that bus you were gonna take. I originally booked a bus ticket for the Metallica show in Pittsburgh. And I went on Twitter and I'm like, yeah, I just booked this bus ticket. It sucks, man, because like it's really hard to get to Pittsburgh from Buffalo if you don't drive. Because there's always a stop.
Always.
There was Erie and then there was Cleveland. And I think in that one it was like somewhere even weirder than the two of those places. Like Erie makes sense because it's on the way. Cleveland is like out of the way. Which is why the bus ride home took just as long as the bus ride there when we only had a 1 hour stop. So I post on Twitter, it's really weird how hard it is to get to Pittsburgh from Buffalo if you don't drive. And this guy's like, dude, why did you buy a bus ticket? I could give you a ride. Like, I didn't know you were going. He's like, yeah, man, do you want a ride? Like, yeah. So I arranged the ride with him, and then luckily, Greyhound's like, oh, we had to change the schedule on you. Do you want a refund? Like, yes. So I got a ride to Pittsburgh for that one. So, but I was thinking of going to Chicago the 28th because Lollapalooza, and Metallica's headlining night one of Lollapalooza on the 28th. So I was thinking, like, man, I could go to Lollapalooza, I could see Metallica, I could fly back, I could do Karina's birthday show, and then fly to Nashville and do SummerSlam. And it's like, nah, I don't want to sit through fucking all these bands I've never heard of on Lollapalooza. That was like the one thing that stopped me, and then it was like, oh shit, that's a Friday night we're playing at Stamps? Shit, when are we practicing? Oh, Thursday. Okay, cool. So, you know.
I'm excited for that Thursday.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
Show.
Yeah, look, I'm excited for that whole weekend.
I might not need those anymore.
Hopefully. Yeah, you got the appointment Thursday,
Oh yeah.
the 28th. Hopefully, getting rid of those. That'd be cool.
That would be cool.
Yeah, and then you could carry your own damn gear on Friday.
Part of me I want to be clear. Part of me I don't want to be clear.
You're just over there, you got a doctor's note. It just says, John can walk and run and do everything else on that foot except carry gear. It's written in your handwriting.
I'll be clearing tomorrow.
It's written in your handwriting. Oh, man.
The doctor signed it, though.
Like, is that really your doctor's handwriting? Let me see your prescription. Well, both handwritings are really bad, but anyway.
Ryan would tell. He's a lawyer. He would know.
Oh yeah,
He would know.
Oh man, being in a band with a lawyer, that's fun. You get to sit in the back seat of the car, listen to us just debate abortion rights and shit. I mean, we're on the same page on abortion rights.
Yeah.
Don't
You guys are entertainment for me.
Don't get me wrong. Just
I love listening to you guys.
We discuss the opposing views, despite the fact that we both share the same views, which is that we are pro-choice as fuck. And you could go to shop.livingbraindead.com and buy that shirt and donate to National Network of Abortion Funds, who shouted us out on Twitter yesterday and thanked us for stepping up for abortion rights. So, and we'll talk more about the National Network of Abortion Funds when we come back from the next song break. John's still got it in his head to remind me to look up that information. Right? You remember
Right.
that? Right. He just slammed his Pepsi down. That's going to be flat as fuck when you drink it again.
Is it really?
You took your Pepsi and you went poof. Be careful opening that thing now. I mean, it's low enough where maybe it was already flat because it didn't even go tss when he opened it.
I think it's fine. I don't know. It doesn't taste like it, but
I don't know. But yeah, so adventures with Joe and John on the bus all throughout the Northeast here, and we're hoping to hit all those cities again once your foot is healed and we're able to all get
able
together
to walk
and
get in the crowd and.
Well, we're hoping to hit all those cities again so we can play in those cities.
Oh, yeah, true.
Pittsburgh and Cleveland and Rochester. We're hoping to come see all of them. Also looking to do like Virginia and New York, Philly, New Jersey, like that kind of area. Just, we're not trying to do like a full-blown, I just saw this band the other day, El Desperado, and they're from, actually, I don't think that was the name of the band, but, But in any case, they're on a 67-day tour. They were in like Alaska, and then they just played Buffalo, and they're finally getting to go home later this week. They're from Cincinnati, I think. El Escapado, that's the name of the band. I saw them with Houston and the Dirty Rats and Shambles, and who the fuck else was on that bill? Working Class Stiffs, which is a killer show. Really fun night getting to hang out with all my friends and. Just like tonight, if I go out to Mohawk after the show, get to hang out with all my friends, wear Living Brain Dead gear and just be like, yeah, I'm in a band. Hey, what's the name of your band? Living Brain Dead.
I don't have it on my bandana, but
Here, have a download card.
oh yeah.
Yeah. I walk into the fucking Tudor on Saturday. And I go to get my earplugs out of my keys because I got a little thing on my keys that my earplugs stay in, and I realize, hey, my earplugs are not in here. So luckily, Shambles, much like we do, carry earplugs with them. And they were like, here, have some earplugs. Cool, thanks. So if you're ever at one of our shows and you don't have earplugs and it's a little loud for you, come to our merch booth. We'll take care of you. We don't. The thing about it is when we first got the earplugs, the first show we played after that was at Mohawk Place. And Mohawk, if you go to Mohawk, they sell earplugs at the door for $1. So like, I don't want to like put these on our merch table and give them away for free when they're selling them at the door for $1. I don't want to take away their revenue. So, but we have them. We have a whole little jar of earplugs. So, yeah.
Come see us.
Yeah, we'll take care of you. Taking care of your hearing's important. Kirsten knows. Anyway, so speaking of which, I just got some new. Took advantage of it's Prime Day yesterday and today. Just took advantage of Prime Day. I got a lightning deal on some in-ear monitors for myself. Because I can't get the ones I have to stay in my damn ears.
That's why I have a headband.
I put a headband on last night because I'm like, this right ear will not stay in.
Did it work?
It worked. I could hear everything. I was like, all right, cool. I mean, it was pushing them in more, so I got more bass than I was expecting, but I could still hear everything. So I was like, all right, cool, perfect. I was actually to a point with like that setup that I'm like, shit, I might need to put some drums in my fucking in my mix because I could actually like barely hear your kick drum, which is weird because you beat the shit out of your drums, including the kick drum. So I'm sitting there and I got I had my face mask that I wear for the beginning of our shows. And I just kind of wrapped that around and it's like, okay, cool. These are not going anywhere. I can hear everything. So I'm hoping that with these new in-ear monitors, which have like memory foam tips, that they'll actually stay in my ears and I don't have to do that at a show. But at a show, we'll also have like stage monitors.
Yeah.
So like even if they come out, I can still hear. Which was, very, very helpful when we played Good Bar the first time we used the in-ears. Because my right one kept coming out and I'm like, shit, all right. I can't stop playing to put it back in. But luckily, he didn't listen to me and was putting music through the monitors. So I'm like, all right, cool. I can still hear everything good. So, love my high fidelity ones. Use them at work too in the factory, she says. But, yeah, like memory foam tips on these. It's the same brand I'm currently using. So hopefully with the memory foam tips, they'll stay in my ears. But, yeah, once I put that headband on, it's like, ooh, okay, let's record some shit now, because I can actually hear things, and that means I'll actually play them right. So we've got some shit recorded as of last night, so hopefully we'll, maybe get a single out sometime soon from a little project we've been working on for quite a while and haven't quite gotten to a point of recording prior to last night. So, I did send one of the tracks over to Katie. I gotta prep the other one and replay my guitar solo on it because I fucked it up. But I have the benefit of doing that. So, but yeah, hopefully, you get one of our 80s covers. Hopefully. I mean, we are, the one I just sent over to Katie, we are playing on the 29th at Stamps, Karina's birthday bash. It is not the one you're thinking of.
No, we're not doing that one.
Nope. It will not be on our set list.
Nope.
Anyways. I'm just glad she doesn't watch the show, because then she'd know. she'd instantly be like, oh, you guys are going to fucking do it, aren't you? We're not.
I know it. But we're not. No.
We're not.
No. We promised we wouldn't do that song. Even though it kills us.
I literally posted on Facebook that I will not play Never Gonna Give You Up over and over and over again with both of my bands that are playing on the show. So, no, I'm not. I am not.
No, we swear.
Not on the list. That hurts. Really feeling let down. We don't want to. We don't want to run around and hurt you. We don't want to make you cry.
I don't want to say goodbye.
We don't want to let you down. We never want to let you down. Nope, not on the set list. Speaking of set lists, if you head out to Rochester tomorrow, this song might be on a band set list. Performing Saturday at the Montage, 50 Chestnut Street in Rochester, as part of Flower City Metal Fest with The Silence Broken, Toxin, Reaper, Displacer, Promises Unsaid, Infinium, and more to be announced, is A Fitting Revenge. And that show starts at 5 p.m. It is 16 and up ages and $10 at the door. Or pre-sale if you know one of the bands. Actually, I think there's also a pre-sale link on the event page, so you could do that too. But this is A Fitting Revenge, and this song is called The Infinite on All WNY. ThinkSoJoE Show. A Fitting Revenge on All WNY. ThinkSoJoE Show. Yeah, good stuff, man. They're out of Rochester. They're playing. That's actually their new EP. Just came out in early July, the first, I think. Nice. They just put out a new EP, so you could get that on Spotify and wherever you listen to your music, Apple Music and In my case, YouTube Music or Tidal or, wherever. And again, they're performing Saturday at the Montage in Rochester as part of the Flower City Metal Fest with The Silence Broken, Toxin, Reaper, Displacer, Promises Unsaid, Infinium, and more to be announced. That's 5 p.m., 16 and up, and $10 at the door. John, rate that song out of 8, says Laura Moore, 8.0.
Again, that's on an 8.
He gave it an 8.
Oh, yeah.
Gave it an 8. All right. So we were talking. We've been talking about. There's going to be a tattoo thing going on.
So I didn't have to remind you. You just brought it up.
I was like thinking about it. I was like, all right, I got to remember to pull this up this time. But it's for it's a tattoo. It's a flash event nationwide in support of the National Network of Abortion Funds, which is a charity that we donate to through our sales of our Pro-Choice as Fuck t-shirt. I'm thinking of maybe reaching out to Krista and being like, yo, we got this show Friday night. We got all these t-shirts. Like, if you want to take what's left and sell them at your shop and donate all that to the National Network of Abortion Funds too, because that's where we're going to be donating them from, and then we'll take them back, whatever's left from you by the end of the day. And, worst case scenario, we just got to make more shirts. Which we're already in that situation anyway, because we're out of mediums. We only got 2 larges left. We're going to rectify that this weekend. So by the time we get to stamps, hopefully we'll still have some. So, but Krista Reed is the owner of Oak and Iron Tattoo here in Buffalo. And she's the organizer of this event. The overturn of Roe v. Wade affects us all, whether we realize it or not. The government isn't listening. It's time for war. She's ready to light the fire that burns this system to the ground and is doing it the only way that she knows how, by unifying like-minded individuals and standing up to the people that are trying to silence us with the use of body art. Through tattoos in this event, we can become one with enough growth. She hopes to create the largest fundraising event to catch attention and raise money for those in need. If you want to send it to her and see... Oh, art that she did to donate to someone for abortion funds. Sending it. Okay. Kirsten's saying she did some artwork that she wants to donate to someone for abortion funds, and is wondering if I'd want to send it to Krista. So I don't know her personally, so I gotta find a way to actually reach out to her. But I was thinking that might be a good way to kind of. Even if we can't go and get the tattoos, we could be like, yo, if you want to sell these shirts and donate that to them. It's some graphic design. Don't want to put. I understand that entirely. Not wanting to put the design on your shop, which is why we were just if you look at the pro-choice shirts we have, it's very little branding. It just literally has our skull on the sleeve. And just says pro-choice as fuck on it. There's no other living brain dead markings. We don't take any of the, literally the only money that I keep is the shipping cost, and that's because I have to pay for the shipping. So you come to the show on the 29th and you buy a pro-choice as fuck shirt from us, that money is going to be donated to the National Network of Abortion Funds, because... we don't want to be partial proceeds. No, this is a fucking important cause. And we want to make sure that everybody is, aware that those shirts, we're not taking any money off. We're not making any, I personally am, because I didn't even take this out of the band fund. I personally am losing money on these shirts to be able to donate to the National Network of Abortion Funds. So, it was a very conscious decision on our part to not put very much branding on it, because we got all those Pride shirts and they all say Living Brain Dead on them, have the big skull. And but for this one, it was just no, you know what? Because this one is designed specifically for charity, and we know we're not trying to promote ourselves off the back of the suffering of women who now are losing this very important part of their health care. We want to help entirely. We don't want to put a shirt out there that says Living Brain Dead all over it and oh, we're doing our part, Because, yeah, we're doing our part, but why the fuck do we want to, gain exposure off of this when we are literally just trying to say we want to help? It's got nothing to do with the branding. That's why there's literally just the skull on the sleeve, because I figure most people who get them are going to cut the fucking sleeves off anyway.
Yeah.
Mine doesn't even have a skull on the sleeve, because I was going to cut the sleeves off. Also, one of the skulls got fucked up and when I was cutting them, so it was like, all right, I just won't put one on this shirt. But yeah, so anyway, Krista Reed is doing this. There are some shops here in New York State. Oak and Iron Tattoo, obviously, which is Krista's shop. That's at 176 Franklin Street here in Buffalo. Ink Spot Tattoo on Harlem Road in Cheektowaga. Omen Ink, this one just got added on Delaware Ave in Kenmore. And then for our Rochester friends, 169 St. Paul Street at Easy Tiger Electric. And Forest Ink Tattoos at 471 North Goodman Street in Rochester. Also, Nightshade Tattoos, 3159 to 3259 South Winton Road in Rochester. There's some in Syracuse and Rosendale and Woodward, Brooklyn, all over the state, all over the country. There's places to go and go and buy, go and participate in this event, which is taking from at least at Oak and Iron. It's taking place on the 31st. You can, if you go to mychoice.inc, there's a list of the studios and how to contact them, how to follow them on social media, and each individual studio is able to pick their own date to do this. But it's a very very important cause to us, because that's a very important part of healthcare that is being jeopardized right now. And we want to help. We don't want to...
Definitely.
Yeah. And Kirsten says she's seen bands promote their donations to Planned Parenthood, but actively treat women like crap on a day-to-day basis. Like, okay, fake-ass fucks. Yeah. We also don't treat women like crap. So...
No.
we don't treat anybody like crap unless they deserve it. So, But... how hard is it to just not be a dick? Right? I've never seen you. I've known you like 3 years now. I have never seen you be mean to anybody ever.
I'm probably the nicest guy I ever meet.
And I'm sure you've never seen me be mean to anyone ever, because how hard is it to just not be a dick? Take care of each other, man.
You guys pick on me, but
but that's just
that's brothers thing.
A brotherhood thing.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah, exactly. You look like Axl Rose, so we're gonna pick on you for it. You know what I mean? I'm bald. You can pick on me for
that.
Yes, Brian. Right, we're doing it in honor of Brian when we make fun of you for looking like Axl Rose. Anyway, but seriously, yeah, Kirsten would kick our asses. But yeah, I'm a firm believer in, don't be a dick to people. People have it hard enough, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't want to be an asshole. The only person I've been an asshole to is my ex, who's been texting me and I've been ignoring her.
She deserves it.
Right. I mean, you know the whole story, so you can speak for that. But anyway, Laura wants to know, John, is Pluto a planet? Keeping in mind, I don't have the chimes right now. They're not working. If I push this button, nothing happens. It's weird. I don't know. I have to fix that later. But is Pluto a planet?
Is it a right or wrong answer? I'm going to say yeah.
Technically, the correct answer is no. Actually, I guess it's a dwarf planet, so I guess technically yes. I don't know. Merch.ThinkSoJoE.com. Anyway.
I mean.
Technically, it's a dwarf planet, so if you say it's a planet, then yes. And if you say no, you're still right. So,
And she goes, John is showing off.
John's showing off those big muscles. She also says, you've known John for 3 years and you haven't seen him be mean. 2 of those years was in a pandemic. So that's kind of got a point there. You could have been a complete dick to people for 2 years and I wouldn't have known.
I didn't do anything mean.
I know you didn't.
I did a lot of hiking during this time off. I didn't work.
I remember you caught COVID and you thought we were going to kick you out of the band. You're like, guys... like, why? Like, dude, you got sick. It's okay. Heal up. We'll see you in a couple of weeks. Fuck, dude. We're not gonna kick you out for you were working. What the fuck are you gonna do?
Brian got a kick out of it.
Yeah. Oh, that is some cool art. Kirsten just sent me the artwork. Look at that. And yet
sick.
we have heartbeats too. That is badass.
That is sick.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. I think I might reach out to Krista after and just kind of be like, oh, the phone case, Catgirl's phone case, another Kirsten design there.
You should create me a tattoo or something. That's sick. I like that.
Just get that
Anything
tattoo.
with a skull on it.
Yeah, I don't know. Actually, I have a Kirsten design tattoo. I was literally like thinking of after Brian passed, like, hey, can you send me that Raven logo? I want to maybe get that tattooed. I didn't even have to ask. It was in my inbox. I'm just like, what's up? She's like, use it for whatever you want. Like, Mark, I need a tattoo. So, and I went to Holy Ground and I got my Brian tribute tattoo. So, Laura says John loves Coca-Cola.
I used to.
She didn't even spell it right. She spelled it Coke-Cola instead of Coca-Cola.
And I was drinking Coke up to my surgery last year, and I stopped.
So why'd you switch to Pepsi then? Is there a reason, or just like Pepsi's better and you finally realized
Pepsi's
it?
not really better.
Yes, it is.
But like healthy wise. I was off of cocaine, and so I was on Sprite for a while, but I needed that caffeine again, and I looked up, I read some stuff about Coca-Cola, and I was like, okay,
Yes,
I guess I'll go back to Pepsi.
and it's the choice of a new generation.
Still haven't Wayne's World.
I don't think I got the Wayne's World clips either. I think all that shit just.
Oh no.
I think when the. Oh,
I like. Oh, it's like you're swearing.
Wow. Oh man, you should have heard what. Jeez, good thing the sensors are here. That one works. Nothing else works. That one works. Oh, hold on, wait. No, that's music.
Oh, it's music.
Now it's the censor button. Go ahead. Anyway. Oh, this shit might work. Let me see what we got here.
I like that. I always wanted to do that.
Right here. You guys want to hear what John would sound like as a monster? Go ahead, John.
Talk.
What say something. I want them to hear what you would sound like as a monster.
Oh.
Alex? Whoa. I sound like Darth Vader.
Fuck. Holy shit.
Yeah, the effects work anyway. So what else we got here?
That's up.
Here, if John had a megaphone.
Hello. Oh my God. Could I have that in? That's gonna be my new microphone.
What's this one do? Voice
Disguiser. Oh, it's a voice.
So like if you're doing a documentary and you just have all the lights off and you just have the dude in the
Eleven, and he just talks like this, and you don't know who it is, right? So.
What else? So
Oh wow. Wow. Oh my God. That's awesome.
all
So
new,
like Ellen and the Chipmunks.
all new shit we can do. What else we got? We can be a
large robot. Oh my God.
or we could be a
Small robot.
So yeah, there's all kinds of shit like that in here. I could do that
That's
anyway.
awesome.
That shit still works, but the sound pads that I fucking programmed yesterday don't. So here's what I did. I had this all set up like a couple of weeks ago, right? When I first got it. And then I had a voiceover client was like, oh, I need you to match the tone of this old voiceover. And I'm like, fuck, because I got new gear, so it's not going to match the tone. So I took my SD card out of here, put it in my old Rodecaster, set that up so I could record on that. And then when I put the SD card back in here, I had to reformat it. So I lost all the settings for this show and had to reprogram them, including the sound pads. And now the sound pads are still not fucking working because, I guess because the thing crashed or something. Actually, I'm hoping, I just want to see. Okay, good. The other songs will work because I programmed them the same way I programmed the other pads. So I don't know what the fuck's going on. Having issues with this thing, and I've been in contact with Rode, trying to get everything fixed up, but no idea what the hell is causing the problems. I'm hoping that the next email will be like, yo, all right, I did what you said. It's still having the problem. I'm having this other problem too. Can you guys can I send you some hardware info and you tell me what's wrong and how to fix it? But anyway. She said, stoned Darth Vader. You sounded like stoned Darth Vader. Go ahead, be Darth Vader again here.
Yo. Oh my, this is so fucking awesome.
It's nice to have effects on my board again, because my old board I had effects on.
This would be a kick if I was fucking high.
Yeah, right. My old Behringer board, we used to start the show by, it's Wednesday, it's the ThinkSoJoE show, and we just have the echo effect, which I think I can probably program into here if I want to. Let me see. See what we can do here. If I go plus, effects, now there's a robot, and then there's voice disguise, pitch shift, megaphone. No, it's all just the same ones, like the echo. Oh no, echo. There we go. That's what I want. All right. Echo. No? It's not doing it?
Nope.
I don't know. Okay. Maybe it's some settings I got to still do, but anyway. Oh, there we go. We turn that on. Ah.
Oh.
There you go. Got some echo. 2XL. How do I do that? There we go. Hey, look at that. Playing with the new board. New toys, guys. New toys.
Oh, boy.
New toys are always fun, and then that button turns it on and off. That's cool. Got new toys. Fun stuff to play with. Like the middle of nowhere echo. What if that voice plays next week? What voice? Like the middle of nowhere echo. I don't know. New toys. I love playing with new toys.
I didn't know that thing could do that.
I got this mixer, and then I got the Mortal Kombat arcade one up, and I was just like, yeah, stuff to play with. I was actually way more excited about this because I could hook up my $400 microphone in the booth again. What had happened was, I don't want to get him in trouble, so I'm not going to say what the station is, but one of my neighbors bought a radio station, and I'm sitting here, and I had bought a cloud lifter, which is meant for like a mic like the Shure SM7B. And I know I'm getting into kind of tech details here, and Laura's going to be amused by your facial expressions as I explain what I'm talking about. But anyway, so I got what's called a cloud lifter, and it's meant for a mic like the Shure SM7B. And what it does is the Shure SM7B is a very low volume microphone, and that just basically boosts the signal into the mixer. So I got that, and I was using it for a little while with my SM7B, which is a $400 microphone. It's basically, are you familiar at all with with an album called Thriller?
Yeah.
Okay.
Michael Jackson?
Yes. It is basically the same microphone Michael Jackson used to record that album, parts of that album. And a lot of other people use that same microphone to record their albums. But it's a very, what they say in the tech world, a very gain-hungry microphone. It needs a lot of gain to be able to produce a decent signal. And the old Rodecaster couldn't do that, so you had to buy a cloud lifter. Now, my problem was I'm sitting here one night, and I'm doing some voiceovers. I'm hearing noise, and I can't pinpoint this noise. So I start unplugging things and plugging things into different things. And I plug into, I have a Zoom, get this thing out here. My Zoom, man, this thing's dusty as fuck. It's been sitting here for a while. My Zoom H8, which is a portable voice recorder, which I, if I'm traveling for a little while, I'll take with me so I can record some shit. Man, this thing is really dusty. Anyway, so I broke that out and I plugged that in, and I could very clearly hear music, and I'm thinking is my upstairs neighbor just, is this microphone just that good that it's picking up my upstairs neighbor playing music? And I'm like, nah, that can't be it. And I realize I'm picking up a radio station. And so so I'm like, what, fuck it, noise gate's taking care of it, it's no problem. So the next day, getting the problem again. And I'm, let me figure out what this radio station is. So I find, I get a good clear signal from the radio station in my headphones off the cloud lifter, turn on my stereo, and start flipping stations till I find the station. Huh. Let me go, now this dude who lives a couple of doors down from me, he's got his radio station, on his truck. Promoting his radio station. So he's driving down the street. You see his, see the promotion for the radio station. So I walk down the street, go into his driveway, look at the side of his truck. Sure enough, that's his radio station. So now I got this $400 microphone and this $500 cloud lifter I can't fucking use. So I sold the cloud lifter, and the microphone's just been in the, in the background of the shot. If you compare to, I don't know, about 2 weeks ago, but if you compare to 3 weeks ago, there's a different microphone up above my head here. But I finally saw him, the Saturday before the last show the last podcast we did. And I'm like, dude, I haven't seen you since this happened, but, I was using some equipment, and I happened to be picking up a radio station, and it was this number on my dial. And he goes, oh. I'm like, now listen, man, it could have been just a coincidence. I literally just saw a band over the weekend that was picking up WBLK and their amps. Could just be a coincidence. He goes, yeah, it probably wasn't. It's like, okay. So you are to blame why I had to sell a $500 piece of equipment and couldn't use another $400 piece of equipment. But now, Rode released this Rodecaster Pro 2, which is what we're doing the podcast through. And that has enough gain to run the SM7B without needing any additional shit. So I'm finally able to use my $400 microphone in the booth and record voiceovers on. So that's wonderful. The tech issues I've been having with this thing are not so wonderful. They've been kind of easy to work around, but at the same time, trying to program the show has been a pain in the ass. So, I don't know. Hopefully I can work with Rode and get that all figured out. And, yeah. But I mean, it sounds good. Microphone in the booth sounds good. These lapel mics sound good on this thing, which they're going to sound even better, I'm sure, when they add the functionality to just plug them in through USB. And also, I could plug my guitars and shit into this one. I couldn't plug my guitars into the other one. So I could plug my guitars into this one. So, we recorded some shit last night, and I fucked up a guitar solo. So I'm like, shit, I'll just, replace that guitar solo. But anyway. I'm surprised Laura's not chiming in. Usually when I talk tech and my co-host just looks at me funny, she's like, "Oh, John has no idea what you're saying." So
Just nod my head. Okay.
That's why I'm trying to break it down as best as I can and explain what everything does that I couldn't use because this guy has his radio station and was interfering with my shit. God damn it, dude! I just want to record some voiceovers and make some money. And I had to go back to old equipment because I couldn't use the new one because I was picking up his damn radio station. And again, I'm not going to name the radio station or anything. I don't want to get him in trouble. Like, I don't know if that's like, you know, an FCC violation or anything like that, that he's, you know, causing interference out of his house over here. But, you know, it is what it is. I ended up selling that cloud lifter. And once I got this, it's like, oh, okay, cool. Everything's clean. I can only hear my voice. I can't hear today's pop hits. So... Actually, I'm pretty sure when I figured it out, it was actually the Bangles, so it wasn't today's pop hits. It was the 80s pop hits. Speaking of 80s pop hits, come see us on July 29th at Stamps.
You won't be disappointed.
Huh?
You won't be disappointed.
You will not be disappointed. You will not be let down. We will not make you cry. Maybe until we say goodbye.
Yeah.
Because we do have to end the set at some point. But we won't hurt you. It'll be okay. You should come see us. Come support us. Support local music.
Yes.
And like I said, like we are the first full band because the other two bands definitely should be after us.
Yeah.
So come see a great fucking show out here in Tonawanda. At Stamps.
It'll be an awesome time. Great night.
It will be. It will be. Anyway, you know what else will be a good night is tomorrow night at Stamps, where Calling All Captains and Goalkeeper are here on tour. And they will be supported by local bands Hyperview, Ram, and these guys of Night and Light. And this song is called 13 Going on 33. On all WNY, ThinkSoJoE Show.
Come closer, my son. Let me teach you what I've yet to learn.
It's our friends of Night and Light, and that song called 13 going on 33. Again, catch them tomorrow night at Stamps. That's a 6:30 p.m. door time, 18 and up, and $12 advance, $15 day of show as they open for Calling All Captains and Goalkeeper, along with Hyperview and Ram. Just found out during the song break that there is going to be a Pantera reunion tour. How?
That's awesome, though.
I mean,
That's sick. I wonder who's gonna play with them. But
that's what I'm saying. Like you got Rex and you got Phil, but Vinny and Dime are dead.
yeah,
Who the fuck? Who is gonna be able to fill those shoes where it's not gonna piss everybody off, and people are gonna be like, "Yo, I want to go to that," because fucking Phil Anselmo does not have the best reputation. And, like, nobody's thinking of Rex Brown. Fucking Pantera was Dimebag Darrell and Vinnie Paul. So, that's going to be a very interesting choice of who is going to play guitar and who's going to play drums. Because that is going to probably be the deciding factor for a number of people, including myself. I love Pantera, but I ain't going to a show unless I know it's going to be done right.
I'm sure they got some idea that they're gonna do.
I mean, there was a rumor a few years ago before Vinnie Paul died that they were going to do a reunion tour with Zakk Wylde. And I'd be okay with Zakk Wylde in the Dimebag role, but now who's playing the Vinnie Paul role? Like...
They gotta be good.
Yeah.
Gotta be amazing.
I at least had the... I never got to see Dime. I at least had the privilege of... I saw Vinnie Paul a couple of years before he passed.
I seen Hell Yeah.
Yeah.
During, like...
Saw Hell Yeah, and they had Avatar open for him at some shitty venue in Niagara Falls, who still owe you money. Anyway.
I owe money, so I shouldn't be talking.
What's up?
I owe you money. So I should...
So technically Rapids owes me money. Oh, did I say their name? Anyway. But yeah, I mean, I got to see Hell Yeah, so I got to at least see Vinnie Paul. I've never seen Phil, I've never seen Rex, and I never got to see Dime. And it's really going to depend who is playing guitar and who's playing drums. And even then, it might be like, yo, let me watch some tour footage here before I buy a ticket to this thing. And that's if they even come here. Who knows? Might have to take a bus to see that one. Which obviously has not been a deterrent for me to go to shows. I mean, I've flown to see Metallica twice.
Between a bus and flying, I really take flying, even though I hate heights.
The flight's not so bad, man. Like, well, you've been on planes,
Yeah.
It's not so bad. It's not like you're, like, looking down from that height, like, oh, shit, 10,000 feet. That's scary. It ain't like you're going fucking skydiving, Like, you're literally going to be on a plane. It's a safe form of travel. If anything happens, they generally manage to get everybody safely on the ground.
Even though I'm afraid of heights, but that's on my bucket list. I want to go skydiving once.
I don't. You ain't getting me jumping out of no plane, man.
Once.
I'm seeing, like, I'm on these dating sites. You see all these girls. They're like, yeah, I love going skydiving. I'm like, yeah, good for you. Swipe. You go to the left. Oh, man. Yeah, I don't know. Just, yeah, I don't know. This is not my thing. Like, I'm not afraid of heights or anything. I don't want to jump out of a fucking plane. I don't need to do
Gotta
that.
live once. You only get one life.
I understand that. I still don't need to do that. So, all right. Terrified of heights. Still got to get those good photos. Yeah, of course. And she went to Kinzua Park, and that did not feel safe. I don't know, man. Like, I'm not afraid of heights. I used to like to, like, go up on top of like buildings and just look down, like mess with people. Like, yo, what's up? You know? But like, you know, I never felt the urge to jump off of one, or like even if I had a bungee cord or a fucking parachute or something. Nah, fuck that shit, man. Something goes wrong, I'm fucking dead. This world doesn't have me anymore. Like, that's very selfish of me to jump out of a plane, even if I feel like I can land safely. Because if something happens to me, then you guys are all without me. That sucks for all of you.
Then I'm doing the show by myself.
Oh, God. I wish I had those Wayne's World clips ready to go. I'm having a good time. Not. But you can be suddenly dead even when not doing fun things, so maybe just, maybe, I don't know. Maybe just do the fun. I don't know. I'm more than comfortable not jumping out of a plane. But, yeah.
The only craziest thing I do is motorcycles. So,
Yeah.
but yeah.
I don't know. I kind of like, since the pandemic, I've kind of been like, yo, I need to go places. Because like before, I was like, yeah, I need to go places, but I just wasn't going places. And now I'm just like, yo, Metallica's playing San Francisco? Okay, I'm there. Metallica's playing Vegas? Let's go. Metallica's playing Chicago? Maybe not. I want to go to Chicago. I want to play Chicago one of these days. We did the interview.
There. I always wanted to go there.
So I've been through Chicago, like driving to Seattle when I was 21. And we got off in Chicago because we were looking for a bank so I could cash this check, because my check was drawn out of HSBC Bank, which, if you recall, their tagline was, "We're the world's local bank." Apparently, the world ends at Rockford, Illinois. Actually, no. The world ends at Chicago because there was no HSBC branches west of Chicago. And we found this out in Rockford, Illinois, because we went there like, hey, man, I need to cash this. You know where there's an HSBC bank? And the guy's like, a what bank? Let's call HSBC. They're like, yeah, no, the closest to you is Chicago, and then there's nothing west of that. Like, what? Aren't you the world's local bank? Does, anything past the Midwest not count as part of the world? Luckily, like some check cashing place in Kent, Washington, if you can believe that, let us cash the check. It was a paycheck. They're like, yeah, just get a copy of his ID and take the check. Like, okay, cool, thank you, appreciate it. Otherwise, we weren't getting home without my mom giving me more money, because my mom did forward us some money via Western Union, which is how we ended up in what the fuck is the place? Rapid City, South Dakota. Wonderful town. Everybody was so nice there.
Now, when you're in Chicago, did you try the pizza?
I did not. I have actually stayed in Chicago now that I think about it. So first we'll talk about when I drove through Chicago. We got off the thruway and we started driving through Chicago, and we see a sign on the side of this building, and I believe it's still there. If you go on Google Maps, you could probably find it. But it says, "Tombstones made while you wait." You can literally go in there and buy your tombstone. They'll make it while you wait for it.
That's great. I mean,
yeah.
why would I want to?
Yeah. And then
Do you know when I'm going to die or something?
Yeah, right. But then you get the tombstone. After you get your tombstone, you could go on divorce court. No. Excuse me. No. Judge Mathis is what I did in Chicago. They put us up in a hotel and they gave us vouchers for a local restaurant, so we got like actual food instead of tomato soup in a bowl that they call pizza out there.
Did you say you and Brian used to do that? Go to court?
Me and Brian go to court? No,
like court shows. Who did you go to?
I've been on court shows with my first wife a couple of times.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It was your wife. I thought you went with Brian.
No.
Okay.
My court TV days were done once I met Brian. But no, I've been on Judge Mathis, and I've been on divorce court. Divorce court is out in L.A. Judge Mathis is if you ever watch Jerry Springer and you see like at the end of the show, like and I haven't seen Jerry Springer in years, so I'm gonna be dating myself with this because I know Steve's not on the show anymore, or at least wasn't for a little while. At the end of the show, where like Steve's walking the guests out, there's that hallway. If you like where they're coming out, if they take a right and go like 20 feet and take a left, that's where Judge Mathis films. It's literally right down the hall. So you literally walk right by the Jerry Springer show to get to Judge Mathis.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I was trying to get tickets to the Jerry Springer show, but
Jerry, I want to go.
But they tape on different days.
Oh, okay.
So they weren't taping when I was in Chicago. LA was for divorce court, and I didn't walk by any like real, iconic locations in that building, but I did see David Spade.
David Spade?
I'm pretty sure it was David Spade. I think it was David Spade. Yeah, it was David Spade.
I love David Spade.
Yeah, I saw David. I didn't like. He was out in the parking lot getting stuff out of his trunk.
Oh, really?
I'm like, hey, is that? They're like, yeah, that's David Spade. Like, hey, that's cool. We're just walking by this window and he's just randomly out there getting shit out of his trunk. Like, that's pretty cool. That was the only celebrity sighting I saw besides Judge Lynn Toller, but, those were my only 2 flights prior to this past December. Was flying to Chicago and back for Judge Mathis, and flying to LA and back for divorce court. So like literally going to the Metallica 40th anniversary shows was the first time I ever paid for a flight. I'm like, yeah, okay, I guess I can go to this. Tell you what, that's a hallmark of a good relationship, is if you're like, oh man, hey, my favorite band is playing in San Francisco, and they're like, you need to go. Instead of being like, oh, you can't afford that. Oh, no, you need to be home. You need to do, no. Karina was literally like, no, you need to go to that. Buy your ticket. And then everybody, like, the tickets went on sale the day of Brian's memorial. You guys are all over here. And I'm just like, guys, give me 10 minutes. I got to buy these Metallica tickets. Sorry, guys. But yeah, those shows were kind of fun to be on. Kind of, They kind of, they are based on real, genuine court cases. But yeah, it's what Brian would have wanted, exactly. They are based on real, genuine court cases, but they do kind of, help you, the producers help you play up the drama a little bit. So, like, the dude that was suing me, that we ended up on Judge Mathis, right? Very, very, very Christian. I got no problem with that at all. Like, dude, if you need that in your life to make you be a good person, be a good person. That's all I give a shit about. If you want to be a Christian to be a good person, or to, as long as you're not using your Christianity to justify you being a horrible person, which that dude never did, I got no problem with that. You know what I mean? But they're like, oh, well, you should be like, oh, he's such a holy roller and blah, blah, blah. All right, sure. So I said that. And Judge Mathis goes, well, what's wrong with that? I'm like, nothing. I'm like, I can't say like, oh, your producer told me to say it. You know what I mean? Like, so they basically set me up to get yelled at by Judge Mathis. So that's cool. But it's all real court cases. It's all real, real drama. It's just they play it up. It's just, amplified for TV. It's like, who's your favorite wrestler?
My favorite wrestler?
Yeah.
Like,
ever. Who's your favorite wrestler?
Shawn Michaels.
Shawn Michaels. Now, Shawn Michaels is the man behind Shawn Michaels is a guy named Michael Hickenbottom, right? And now Shawn Michaels, the character, is Michael Hickenbottom with the volume turned way the fuck up, and that's basically what they want you to be on these court shows. Shawn Michaels, man, hell yeah. Brian would have.
Pretty kid.
You ever get in an argument with Brian over it?
We never really talked about wrestling that much.
So Brian's childhood.
Bret Hart.
Yeah, Brian's childhood best friend and I both kind of bonded over the fact that we always used to give Brian shit for being a Bret Hart fan because we were Shawn Michaels guys. Shawn Michaels is the greatest in-ring performer ever.
Nobody will ever be like that
Ever.
guy.
There's nobody ever going to be as good as Shawn Michaels. And, you know, I mean, like, there's other characters I like more than Shawn Michaels, but, like, if we're going strictly on in-ring work, give me Shawn Michaels any day of the week. But, yeah, you know, maybe like a Kurt Hennig or a William Regal or a Bryan Danielson, you know, or something like that. But, like, Shawn Michaels was, like, the most athletically gifted performer who knew how to fucking use that.
And he said he'll give you a show like you've never seen before.
Right.
He did.
But my point is, like, Shawn Michaels is, you know, is not, you know, it is exactly who this person is, except that the volume's turned up. It's like The Rock is one of the greatest of, you know, entertainers in pro wrestling of all time, and went on to be one of the biggest Hollywood megastars. And that's because the guy you saw on TV every week, that was Dwayne Johnson, but it was Dwayne Johnson with the volume turned up. So, I mean, and that's, you know, the entertainment factor there. And that's what you get when you watch these court shows, is you watch real people with real problems having real court cases, but with the drama just played way the fuck up. And what they don't tell you, and I'm sure I'm probably not supposed to say any of this, but it's been like over 10 years, so I'm sure my fucking statute of limitations is up on this, but shows like Judge Mathis, they fly you out, put you up in a hotel room, they feed you, and then when you lose the case, they pay for it. You literally, like, and they pay you to be on the show. So you go to Chicago, you go on Judge Mathis, you're being sued. You know you're going to lose. I knew I was going to lose. You go on the show, you just, you know, play up the drama a little bit. You go on the show, they give you $100 to be on the show, at least back when I was on the show. $100 to be on the show, $75 in food vouchers for a local restaurant near your hotel that they're putting you up in for free. They fly you out there for free. They give you transportation to and from the airport. And then when you lose the case, they're like, they give the other guy the money. Your case is done. Your case is done. You don't pay nothing. You get away with everything and get to be on TV, right? And divorce court's pretty similar. Divorce court, I think they gave us like $500 each to be on the show. They don't actually legally divorce you, but they settle basically like, you know, property, like property disputes, basically. Like, oh, she has this and you want it back, so you are taking her to court to get this shit back, basically. But it's the same thing. They fly you to LA, they put you up in a hotel, they give you, in my case, they gave me $75 in cash for food, which I was in like the Korean district of like where the Rodney King fucking riots all happened back in the day. And she was in Hollywood. They put her in Hollywood because they will keep you separate. You're in separate hotels. You get separate rides. We were like, yo, we could just go back to the airport together. They're like, no, you can't. Like, guys, we'll save you the money on a car. Nah, you're both taking separate cars. Like, okay, cool, whatever. But they gave us like $500 each, $75 cash for food, and like, so I ended up just going to McDonald's because that was like the only thing near me. She's calling me like, hey, so how's it going? Where you at? Like, I was Korean area here and just had McDonald's. And she's like, oh, I was just walking down the street over here and I saw Buck Cherry playing on Jimmy Kimmel. Like, you saw what now? You're in the area, you're just conveniently located to see Buck Cherry playing on the Jimmy Kimmel show, whereas I'm here overlooking an internet cafe and a Hardee's. What the fuck? You know? Puppies. I hear puppies.
Wow, that's really picking it up.
Yeah, these are really good microphones. And Rocket's getting yelled at out there. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, that was. But that's the secret is they will pay you and they will bring you out there and they will make the puppies a stoned Darth Vader. Let's see if we. Nope, that's the wrong. Which way? This way. Here we go.
Let's see. Let's see. I think they're done. Oh my god.
Anyway,
It did pick up the dog a little.
a little bit. You got to hear one of the dogs barking a little bit.
Oh, now they're going.
They're doing it again.
Oh, it went back on. I hit the button and then it turned back on. Anyway. Oh man, yeah. Fun times on this podcast. These microphones are way too fucking sensitive. They're picking up. I can adjust that and we'll adjust that for next week. But that's. I mean, they are literally like right outside the window though. So. Yeah, right outside the window. Anyway, that's all right. But yeah, so that's how those court shows work. Is they basically pay for everything, and you're supposed to put like the $500 towards the actual divorce, and I didn't. I think she might have, but I didn't. I'm like, ooh, I got $500. I'm gonna go buy some shit. Cause back then having $500 was like, ooh, I got $500. Now it's like, okay, might be able to pay my rent. I mean, I've always, I always have access to $500, so it's okay. Anyway. I mean, if you don't get back to work soon, and I have to keep paying for bus tickets and Ubers and everything, then I might not have $500 at all times because I might have to spend it all to be like, yo, we need to get to this place, we need to get to that place.
I'm hoping. I'm back at work.
Yeah, hopefully we're talking like 2 weeks from tomorrow, right? You got your appointment. Look at that. You can hear John scratching his beard. That's the
Really?
here.
Do that.
Oh, I did it. That's awesome. I love new technology.
Anyway.
It's fucking sick.
I mean, my old board had shit like that too. It's just, not the one I recently had, but the one I had before that. But this one's just now on buttons, and I can just press them instead of like, I can do different ones instead of just one at a time. But anyway, yeah. Wait, can we do like a monster robot? Let's see.
Monster?
Robot. Oh, monster robot.
Monster. Oh, no.
It's only one at a time.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So no monster robots. Sorry. What we do have is on the Cinder.
Yes.
Who are performing tonight at Mohawk Place. That is 47 East Mohawk Street in Buffalo. Opening for Informal Society in out of Los Angeles, along with Rad Ops and Dead Lounge. That's at 7. Well, the doors opened an hour ago, and the music's about to start in 2 minutes. That's an 18+ show. It is $10 down at Mohawk Place. I think I might be heading there shortly after the show. So come hang out with me and check out some awesome music, including this tune from on the Cinder, which is called Past, Present, No Future on All WNY Think So Joe Show. And we'll see you
next week.
Next week.
Ignore the alarm, can wake up and put on the rooftop.